Hello, Pewter people. Scott Reynolds here with another Pewter Pulse. The Bucs lost rookie outside linebacker David Walker to a season-ending knee injury during training camp, and that's proving to be a significant blow to Tampa Bay's pass rush. The Bucs pass rush is going to suffer some when Hassan Reddick and Yaya Diaby aren't in the game, either due to injury or if they need a breather on the sidelines. If this team truly has Super Bowl aspirations, Jason Light may need to go out and find another edge rusher for depth. On Wednesday, the Bucs did add Mohamed Kamara to their practice squad. He had 30 and a half sacks at Colorado State, but was recently cut by the Miami Dolphins. Is he the answer? Who else could help Tampa Bay's pass rush? That's the subject of today's Pewter Pulse video. And I'll get to that in just a moment. But first, your reminder, hit the thumbs up button on this video. Give it a like. Also, leave a comment. Love reading your comments, and doing those two things, helps us with the YouTube algorithm, gets us in front of more awesome Bucs fans like you. Also, head over to Pewter Report TV, our YouTube channel, where you'll find more great Bucs video content. Hit the subscribe button. We're on the way to 21,000 subscribers, thanks to you. Okay, you know it. I know it. Hopefully, Todd Bowles and Jason Light knows it. The Bucs need another edge rusher to bolster their outside linebacker position behind the starters, Hassan Reddick and Yaya Diaby. But is there anyone available? Why is finding another pass rusher, especially at outside linebacker, so important? Well, it's because reserves like Chris Braswell and Anthony Nelson don't exactly scare offensive coordinators or quarterbacks. Yeah, I know Braswell had a sack in Pittsburgh in the second preseason game, and he played better in that game and also against the Bills than he did in the preseason opener against Tennessee. But if Yaya Diaby or Hassan Reddick miss a few games, would you want Braswell as your starter? I don't think Braswell is starting material, at least not yet. And even if Braswell is a late bloomer, the Bucs need another edge rusher to essentially replace David Walker, who's on IR until 2026. Braswell had a sack and a half last year, and he had one sack in the preseason, despite getting a ton of reps. Marquise Watts is the other guy in the outside linebacker room, but he's more of a special teams player than he is a pass rusher. So enter Mohamed Kamara, who just signed with the Bucs on their practice squad. Tampa Bay really liked him in the 2024 draft, and he was selected by the Dolphins in the 5th round. After recording 30 and a half sacks in his career and forcing 5 fumbles at Colorado State, which was Shaq Barrett's alma mater, including 13 as a senior, Kamara made little to no impact for the Dolphins. Didn't record a single sack in either of his 2 preseasons in Miami, and played in just 5 games last year as a rookie without any distinguishing plays. I think he had a tackle or 2. Now, Kamara fell to the 5th round because he's undersized at 6'1", 253 pounds. He's similar in size to Marquise Watts, although he's not as jacked up as Watts is. Kamara ran a 4.58 in the 40-yard dash and had a real solid 1.58 time in the 10-yard split. We'll see if a change of scenery can spark something in him the way it did when Shaq Barrett came to Tampa Bay with 14 career sacks in his 4 years in Denver, and then erupted for 19 and a half sacks in his first season with the Bucs. Now, I don't think Kamara is going to make that type of impact in Tampa Bay. He's coming here on the practice squad, and he hasn't done squat yet in the NFL. But we'll see what Larry Foote can get out of him. And I do like the fact that he brings some juice. Kamara's a speed rusher off the edge, and that's a change of pace from what Braswell and Anthony Nelson bring to the table. He's closer to what David Walker was supposed to offer the Bucs this year. This is a no-risk flyer with some real upside. I applaud Jason Light and Rob McCartney for making this move. Keep looking under every rock all season long for that additional pass rusher. But let's be clear. The Bucs aren't into fantasy football. They were never going to make trade offers for Pro Bowlers Trey Hendrickson or Micah Parsons. Hendrickson turns 31 this year, despite being in his prime. His prime's going to fall off sooner rather than later, okay? He wants TJ Watt type money, and that's around $100 million in guaranteed money. I know the Bengals are going to keep him. I love Hendrickson, but that would have been a terrible short-term investment. The only way that would have worked and have been worth the deal is if the Bucs truly won the Super Bowl this year or next. Well, Hendrickson still may have something in the tank. And there's no doubt he would have helped the Bucs pass rush, but it's such a huge gamble that it might have wrecked their salary cap moving forward. Now, despite his talent, Micah Parsons is selfish and wants a king's ransom. He's been a bit of a malcontent in Dallas during his hold in and would not be the right locker room fit in Tampa Bay. There's a popular saying in the NFL: there aren't too many saviors on the street in September, especially pass rushers. So what about Zadarius Smith or Jadeveon Clowney? Those are probably the only two guys left. Smith had 9.5 sacks with the Lions last year, and rumors suggest he's going to re-sign with Detroit any day now. Smith turns 33 in early September. What about Clowney? He had 5.5 sacks last year in Carolina. But at age 32, he just doesn't have it anymore, and the Bucs aren't interested. Me personally, I might take a flyer on the guy, but this team won't for some reason. Maybe it's the fact that Clowney's next stop will be his 7th different team in 8 years. Clowney clearly isn't the player he used to be, and he's really become an NFL nomad because he makes more money than he's actually worth, and it takes teams a year to figure that out, and then they move on from him. Clowney operates like a hired gun rather than a quality locker room fit. The Bucs have a great, tight-knit locker room right now, and they want to keep it that way. The reason why the Bucs need to continue to look for that edge rusher is that the Super Bowl window is open. We've seen the Bucs flood the cornerback position and the wide receiver room this year after suffering major injuries there a year ago. We've seen Tampa Bay upgrade the backup quarterback spot with veteran Teddy Bridgewater just in case something happens to Baker Mayfield. Smart move, Jason Light. The Bucs tried to do that at outside linebacker this year, and I give him credit for it. They signed Hassan Reddick in free agency, and they drafted David Walker. Unfortunately, they lost Walker to a torn ACL just as his promising rookie season was beginning. Now, they really can't leave that position to chance if they can help it. We'll see if Chris Braswell, the former second-round pick, develops on Larry Foote's watch. I think Braswell's growth was stunted last year as a rookie when George Edwards played Joe Tryon-Shoyinka too much and didn't play Braswell enough. Look, it's too early to throw the towel in on Chris Braswell. He was a late bloomer at Alabama. And we'll see if Mohamed Kamara amounts to anything on the practice squad. Maybe the Bucs just need their starting outside linebackers, Hassan Reddick and Yaya Diaby, to stay healthy this year. I mean, the obvious common denominator in both of Tampa Bay's Super Bowls in 2002 and in 2020 was an incredibly healthy roster. Hardly anybody was on injured reserve in either one of those Super Bowl years in Tampa Bay. Edge rushers Greg Spires and Simeon Rice didn't miss a single start in 2002. Jason Pierre-Paul didn't miss a single start in 2020, and Shaq Barrett only missed one. Listen, if Tampa Bay can't stay healthy and runs into similar injury woes like the team had last year, it's not going to matter anyways. This team's not going to go on a Super Bowl run if that's the case. But I'd feel better with one more quality edge rusher on this team, wouldn't you? Happy hunting, Jason Light. Well, folks, you have really done it. You have gotten us over 20,000. We're almost at 21,000 subscribers on Pewter Report TV, thanks to you guys. So go there to check out more of my Pewter Pulse videos, the Pewter Report podcast, Pewter Pregame, Pewter Game Day, Adam Slavant's Top 10 Takeaways, Matt Matera's Pewter Picks and Props, tons of great Bucs video content on Pewter Report TV. Make sure you follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram at Pewter Report. And please visit pewterreport.com for all of my columns, all of our game stories, the transactions, the injury reports, everything you need to know about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You'll find it on pewterreport.com. And I'll be back soon with the new Pewter Pulse.